Let me just get this together because I have a lot to say. I don't even know where to begin. I already find myself getting excited. Like it's a lot of feelings arising in me already, and y'all don't even know what I'm about to talk about. I've been saying for the entire month, I've been procrastinating. It's been getting in my way, but I refuse to be held back any longer. I rebuke you, you procrastinating demon.
The power of Christ compels you.
You get away from me because I have a word to say. And it's regarding someone very, very special to me. They have been very influential in my life ever since I was a little jit. I was a little nigga running around, not knowing where I was going, very, very aimless in life. But when I saw them on TV, they had made a profound impact on my life that I was like, okay, I see myself represented in my blackness. And this person has time and time again been disrespected and misrepresented in cinema. And I will not tolerate it anymore. We will not tolerate it anymore. I'm already getting a little too excited. Okay, let's just take a moment. Collect yourself. The being that I am talking about today is Ororo Munroe, also known as the mutant, the all-powerful mutant, Storm.
Hot damn hole, here we go again. Light as a rock, hard as a...
Yeah, y'all might know her. She's a bad bitch. No committal. She's the original bad bitch. She is the original HBIC.
I'm the original HBIC.
No shade to Tiffany Pollard, but she is the original HBIC. I'm just gonna say it. I remember as a kid, waking up every morning, but particularly on Saturday mornings. And I had my cartoon lineup, my cereal ready, with my milk. And I had that, whatever that adults may have cooked for me. I wasn't really too concerned about that. I wanted to eat, but I really wanted to get to my cartoons. And one of the main cartoons that I wanted to watch was X-Men. There was this one particular X-Men that always stood out to me. And maybe because she was the only black one on the team. And she was ethereal, stacked. She talk about stallion. She's a stallion, all right? An African goddess. She stood out, she had the presence, and she had the power, right? She was able to make the clouds come and go. She was able to make hail come from the sky, rain come down. She was able to control thunder, zap your if she needed to. Wow, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I was trying to say that Storm made a very, very strong impact on me. Her being the and only black animated figure that I saw growing up that actually looked like a person. Because I watched Dragon Ball Z and that other and they had Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo was blackface. I ain't really, I with Popo, but like, no, absolutely not. Mr. Popo was not it. And then they had some other figures, but Storm, I felt like they took the time to actually draw her and make her look like a person. In case you don't know who Storm is, I'm gonna give you a bit of a background, all right? Look at this picture over here. This is her, but that's Storm. And she looks good, don't she? Storm is her mutant name, or her alias. But her birth name is Ororo Munroe. I'm gonna give you a little bit of facts about Storm. Her main mutant power, and this is her soul power, is that she is a weather manipulator. She can control all things weather. And we're gonna break down how powerful that power is. But first, a little bit about Ororo. Ororo Munroe is the descendant of an ancient line of African priestess, all of whom had white hair, blue eyes, and the potential to wield magic. I want you to understand that when we look at Storm's features, right, she is beautifully chocolate, all right? That is a key component when we're talking about Storm. She's a chocolate, beautiful black woman, all right? That's one. But then she also has white hair. I'm bringing this point up about the white hair is because in X-Men Apocalypse, them niggas in X-Men Apocalypse had the nerve to have Storm with black hair. Like, what the fuck was that? And then she meets Apocalypse, this nigga, right? And then he awakens her powers and makes her stronger and her hair becomes white. I'm like, no, you everything up. From that moment, I was like, I can't even trust y'all niggas with the storytelling because you didn't up her origin story. Her hair is, she was born with it. It's in her blood. Make sure you do that. I don't want to hear no backstory about how her powers are awakened. No, the always been strong. She ain't need no other nigga to make her stronger. She's a strong black woman on her mother own. All right? Anywho, her mother, Nadere, please, if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm so sorry, studied in the university where she met an American student, David Monroe, right? The two fell in love and married. In the United States, they settled in Harlem and gave birth to Aurora. Accustomed to being treated as a princess, her mother felt uncomfortable in America where she was treated badly for her skin color. No surprise. Even the niggas was being racist in comics. When Aurora was 6 months old, David got an offer for a job in Egypt and the family moved to Cairo. When Aurora was 6 years old, a plane crash destroyed their home. Aurora's parents were killed, but she survived, buried under rubble near their dead bodies. This traumatizing effect left Aurora with severe claustrophobia that still afflicts her today. Now, let's get into her powers, all right? So Storm is a weather manipulator, right? She's also referred to, and she even refers to herself as a weather witch. When people refer to her as a weather witch, it kind of feels a little derogatory, but she even refers to herself as such. So I guess she's like reclaiming that word or that phrase back to her. But something that is kind of like annoying to me when it comes down to the cinematic portrayal of Storm is that they kind of diminish her powers. Now, one thing I will say about the Apocalypse movie, which I thought that was really good, was that when that battle scene between, because then they made her evil, one, which I was really, really annoyed by. But that battle scene between the X-Men and then Apocalypse and his crew, Storm was on his side, right? She comes down riding a thunderbolt. I was like, oh, my the battle, right? So I was like, I got excited because I was like, oh, we haven't really seen Storm like in that element like that. But then, you know, it kind of was like still lackluster in my opinion. But I will say they have given me, to my opinion, the best display of her powers thus far. But it still is not enough because Storm can do a lot. Storm is an Omega level mutant.
Omega level threat detected.
Ancient sands, heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred.
Which means like, that's kind of like one of the highest levels you can get, all right? She is up there. She's up there with Magneto. He's an Omega level mutant. Forge is an Omega level mutant. Jean Grey is an Omega level mutant, all right? Storm is also a part of that categories of bad niggas. She can control mainly, basically all aspects of the weather, down to its molecular structure. Storm can manipulate anything, right? She can even manipulate the air in your lungs. She don't be doing that crazy shit. She's not a serial killer. She's not crazy. But she could do that. She could stop your ass from breathing if she needed to. Her power is not limited to Earth. She can go in outer space. She can still breathe. She can go to any planet and she still can manipulate the weather there. And then there's an episode where they zapped her ass to a different planet and they were like asking her to control the weather and whatnot. She's like, y'all niggas got me doing all this shit. I'm tired. Can we figure out what the real problem is on here? But she was doing it though. Her powers work any and everywhere. She merely rocks on every block. That's basically it. Main things that we kind of see when it comes down to Storm is that she throws thunderbolts and she can make it rain and like she'll send a big typhoon or some like wind or some. But the can control tsunamis. She can like do like crazy devastation, right? Her powers are like insane, right? And I think that's part of the reason why they don't show that is because it's like, okay, if she's that strong, then what can she do? I mean, she has claustrophobia. That's the reason why we need to highlight that. And I feel like no movie has really displayed Storm's weakness as being claustrophobic. Like that's a pivotal part about her as a person, right? She is such a strong mutant that she's even seen as a goddess. Like people in her country and the continent of Africa revered her for her powers because of how she was able to bring rain and water to the land, right? They revered her. But what grounds her, what makes her more human is the experiences that she went through as a child. Her having to be a thief because she didn't have no other way to fend for herself due to the death of her parents. Her being claustrophobic. All of those things help ground her. So you have to really go with the storytelling of Storm. I don't want to see no half-ass when it come down to her. Oh, something that y'all constantly do in the movies that I really dislike is that whenever she's using her powers, her eyes just turn white and she just like throws a thunderbolt or some shit, right? Storm is dramatic. Whenever she goes to like do something with her powers, she's also like giving a big speech or incantation before she does it, right? It's never just like zoom, bash. She's probably like, she's like, I call upon the elements to cast out this demon. Hear me as I send down a thunderbolt. And she goes, ah! And then your ass is obliterated. And then you're blown to smithereens. Toodaloo on you, mother. She just blew your ass up. The last thing that I need to say. And let me just get this straight. Storm is a strong enough and I think fan favorite enough mutant for her to have her own movie. She don't need to be no sideline hoe. She don't need to be no guest star. She ain't no featuring, all right? All right, she is the main artist. So you can make a whole movie based off of Storm, especially seeing how I think that we're going to lead to her relationship with the Black Panther, because in case y'all don't know that, there's a moment when the Black Panther and Storm, you know, get together, right? And then she becomes the queen of Black Panther land. I don't know what the is the name. Black Panther land. I'm tired, sorry. The queen of Wakanda, all right, along with his ass. Would have loved to see how that would have played out if Chadwick Boseman was alive. Could have been so good. So, when we're talking about casting for Storm, you have a slew of actors that you can choose from, all right? The ones that you really do need to cast, in my opinion, are the ones that are melanin sufficient, if you know what I mean. You know, right now, I am not in my real color. I have to wait for the summer to come by. Right now, I'm not. This is not my real complexion. But you don't want nobody looking like me at this moment. I want to see my chocolate queens come through. I don't want to see no light-skinned people playing Storm. I'm tired of that. We've had enough. Love you, Halle Berry. No, we're not doing it. Alexandra Shipp. I love what you did with Storm. Sorry, girl. We need somebody on the darker side. And they are wonderful actresses. We want more chocolate, all right? Storm is a beautiful, dark-skinned Black woman. We need to see that representation, all right? Black women can also headline. Black women can also bring people in half to the box office, all right? And if you need help, if you need help with casting, I just have a few names that I think that will do well. One of my top picks is Miss Jodie Turner-Smith, all right? The stallion herself. My God. Fine. That's what she can do it. I know she can. She got the looks. She's a great actor. Next up, for me, Tika Sumpter. Tika Sumpter. She also can play a fantastic Storm. I believe it. Oh, what is this woman's name? I don't know if she acts and whatnot. I only see her doing makeup and whatnot, but she looks beautiful. She's a beautiful dark-skinned woman. Gloria? Yeah, she stay calling these makeup brands out for the lack of representation that they have in their foundations and whatnot, not making colors appropriate for dark-skinned women, you know? So Gloria, let her have some shine, all right? She could come through. I think she could do it, all right? Michaela Cole would eat. Michaela Cole would eat that role. And if you want to, I think that sometimes, you know, when it comes down to casting and being an actor myself, I do experience this, you know, but I feel like sometimes people can be so caught up on the name that they don't really want to take risk on new talent. But I have a slew of talent that, well, I know some folks in my personal life that I believe will do great. And not just because they're friends, but they're great actors. Emma Van Leer, Tyshawn Maddox, Summer Brown. They all would do great. Anywhere you throw your rock, anywhere it lands, they will all do great. And even if you cast one, don't mean that you can't cast the rest of them to play other characters in the damn thing. Maybe they might be a part of the priest's line, you know, whoever. All right, let's get creative. Let's tell the story. And if you need me to be there in the writer room, please let me know. I don't mind being a producer. We're about to take some of my ideas anyway. All right. That's all I have to say. Hopefully, I was a bit coherent. I am tired, but I could not rest. I would not feel right if I let the entire month go by and not give due diligence where due diligence is due. All right? Storm means a lot to me, and I think that she means a lot to a lot of Black nerds like myself. Cartoons are like my main form of entertainment. If it wasn't for that, I probably would not watch TV at all. But yeah, do my girl right and employ Black people first and foremost. Okay? That's all I got to say.